Good afternoon. It is once again time for stream, and it is once again boiling hot. I have all of my windows open, and I can only hope there aren't too many airplanes going past today, because I'll just have to put up with the noise. It is way too hot to even consider closing the window. Today, I'm going to be coming back to a game I've tried to play previously, Book of Hours. I had to cancel it last time because it just wouldn't run properly. Constant stuttering and low frame rate. The PC upgrades I've gotten recently seem to have fixed that, so now the game's actually running smoothly. So, let me turn off the background music and switch over to this. And turn that back up. I really need to sort out how other streamers do audio at some point, because at the moment I'm having to do a lot of stuff manually. But yeah, here we are, Book of Hours. This is the other game by Weather Factory, the people who made Cultist Simulator, a game I also enjoy quite a bit. Haven't ever managed to actually win a run in Cultist Simulator though. The game is fairly unforgiving, and it takes a good amount of time to learn all the little secrets and actually win anything, and I've never managed to make it work. I always get caught out, usually by a spare bit of fascination, and then, yeah, run over. But it's an enjoyable game, and I like the world and the kind of tone of it, so I'm very curious to try a Book of Hours, which as I understand it is a similar kind of idea to Cultist Simulator. It uses the same world and stuff like that, but it's more of a story game, and you're very much meant to... there's no run to lose, you just play through it and see what you learn. There's also a DLC coming for it sometime later this year, I believe. Frankrug, March 7th, 1936. There has been no library at Hush House since the fire, 7 years now. Suitable candidates are very difficult to find, but perhaps we have found one in you. Take care of your journey, the seas around Frankrug are treacherous. Okay, where do I stick myself so I'm not going to be covering anything? Let's make me smaller. I'll go right up on here. This looks fine. We'll have to see what the screens look like later on if we cover anything else up. Navigating Frankrug. Left click to interact with objects and rooms, right click or use cursor keys to move your view around. Okay, so we're at Frankrug Village. Ooh. Atlantic Ocean. Okay. St. Brandon's Cove. Frankrug Village. Sanctuary in the storm. I'll need help to climb the cliffs in the dark, and the locals are suspicious of outsiders. More than ever so since the Restoration and the new king. Assistance... So, something will need to go in there. The cold comes first, thunder growling, waves pounding and finding me, sprawled on the sodden sand on the beach. There's something in my hand. Ah. What do I have left to work with? Okay, so memories and lessons. I have one memory storm. Elements of the soul. I have health, half drowned, and that is ticking down. Can we pause? There we go, okay. So the time card aspect from Cultist Simulator has remained here. Okay, and what's in here? A drowned book. The one possession I kept from the shipwreck. It must be important to me. The aspects below tell you more about how and where you can use this item. Thing. Readable. Journal. Soaked. I mean, can I salvage it? Perhaps this book can help me put the pieces together. Memory storm or health half drowned. Book's in bad shape and I'm not much better. We're both in need of a warm, dry, safe place and soon, so that's not anything. There was a storm that smashed the ship like an egg, but I seized this book and the sea seized me. Then the sea brought me here to Brankrug. Okay, let's see what that gives me. I played a game somewhat similar to Cultist Simulator a while ago called Witch Hand, which was quite enjoyable. Much shorter than Cultist Simulator. Not one I think I'll play on stream because it doesn't seem to have a huge amount of replay value, but it was enjoyable. There was a storm, it smashed the... yep. But it's hard to remember why, what else did I lose in the storm? We still have a package. Memory Shapt. Shapt is eloquence and also understanding. The door opens both ways. Is my soul open to knowledge? That is the part of us which dreams. Are dreams important to me? And core is exuberance, instinct, rhythm. Do those mean something to me? Communication, understanding, dreaming, or passion? Who's a fan of passion? Can we do anything with this? The single remaining possession is... oh, right. So this and... I assume this is similar to Cultist Simulator where you kind of pick one of the laws to dedicate yourself to. The human soul has 9 parts. Exuberance, enthusiasm, instinct, all rise from the part of the soul we call core. Is my core strong? Cover this, the other 2 possibilities will be lost to the sea for now. This one is... oh, just... I've had dreams... and... oh, not as much not any extra information here. Yeah, exuberance, enthusiasm, instinct. Maybe not entirely fitting to how I am in my day-to-day life, but I do like it. Let's see what that does for us. And how any of this gets us closer to getting someone to guide us up the cliff. If I just let this run, will my health go and take to death? Or will it recover with time? This is the coast where Brankrug Isle lies. It wasn't easy to come here, but I don't give up easily. Even so, I know there is no way I can cross the isle in these seas. I'll need to find shelter for the night. Oh, we now have a bunch. What was this category called? Elements of the Soul. Tools and languages, sundry. Cool. Box down there, what is this button? Can I raise this? There we go. Memory whist. The name of memory, that part which remains. Is it important to me that things endure? Yes, it is. Sight, perception, inspiration. The glorious gift. Capacity for meaningful choice. And pride, compassion, hatred, and fear. Okay. Oh, if you click on here, it copies it. Interesting. And I assume picking one of these will also get rid of the others. Those will wash away the others for now. Ooh. This is a harder choice than the first one. I think... Memory and things that endure. Striving for glory. I think it has to be striving for glory. All the other things you can acquire later once you've got the power. We'll pick this one. The light within. Sight, perception, inspiration. I passed with a pursuer who can see the light within you. Oh, hang on. Let's just check what the others have to say. A past where you sought voices that had fallen silent. A past where you made mistakes. and a past where your passions were paramount. All very interesting. A pursuer who can see the light within you. I don't know how I feel about that, but I think the pursuit of glory is the one I want to go for here. Now let's see what that gives us. Perhaps here I'll find safety from what follows me, but what was that exactly? First things first, I remember there's someone in the village who will give me sanctuary, if I can get there. Mysteries have been added to your journal. You can begin to investigate them when you and your journal are both dry. Alright, collect that. An old friend's address. I assume I put that here. No. Where instead? Oh, there we go. Shelter. Villages nearby. Hard going. Dragging my side body across the zone. Which way? What does this give me? Memory, fear. The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. Lovecraft. I haven't watched the anime myself or even read the manga, but I've seen some clips and a bit of lore on the wiki from Chainsaw Man, and I really love the entire concept of the devils in that universe and how they function. It's very cool. Above me, atop the cliffs, lies Brankrock Village. I'll never reach it in the storm, but if I can only muster my remaining strength to find help. My instinct tells me it might be this way. Without a map, instinct is as good a compass as any. Alright, let's go. Wandering off into the unknown. Nothing to be considered right now beyond the package. The cliffs grow dark against the ragged stars, and then at last I see the light of a hurricane lamp bobbing in the dark. As it approaches, a face glimmers above the lamp. A fisherman from Brankrock Village. He can guide me up the cliff path if he trusts me. The acid below tell you more about how and where you can use Guardian. Blue sky, skeptical, assistance, reluctant. So, can you help me out here? No. Not yet. Gotta convince the man. Come no closer. What's thy business? There we go. Be someone that'll speak for me. Alright, what is this? What is this mix of medieval thou speak and like rugged North Sea dialect? Of course, since 1930 and the Restoration, the locals have grown ever more suspicious of foreigners, but there is someone in Brankrock I know. I'm fascinated what the background setting for all of this is. I'm really looking forward to finding out more about this whole location, and we're already minutes in. Counts, hello, how are you doing? Alright, let's see what he has to say about the person we know. I do hope they have a good reputation. Very good, I'm glad. I'll take you by the cliffs then. This gentleman is no longer skeptical. Use him to unlock Brankrock Village. Excellent. Always good to be able to name drop. Now I wonder how big this map is going to be. In the Owl's Shadow, I've had my way through the storm to Brankrock Village. And I assume one of these will be the library that we end up working in? Oh, that's labeled. Post office. The Sweet Bones. Yes, that's an inn. From someone's house down here. More houses. Old rectory. Ah, and then there's a bridge. Hush House. That's what the place was called. Our house is the size of the entire village over here. There's someone who might actually have a village. Yeah, we've got that. Brankrock Village. I guess I'll start knocking on doors. The Sweet Bones, locked. After restoration of 1930, the new king's agents came looking for his enemies in these parts, and they weren't gentle about it. Since those days the locals are suspicious of foreigners, no one in the Sweetbones will talk to me. The smithy, post office, the rectory, Reverend Timothy. Okay, I wasn't sure what a rectory is, but I guess it's a religious building. Reverend Timothy is a hospitable soul, but Terence, his housekeeper, guards her employer fiercely. He doesn't want his innocent theological enthusiasms getting him in trouble with the new king's men. And Mrs. and Mr. Kill. Can you imagine a more foreboding name for people in a strange, hostile to foreigners village? These people are going to try and kill and eat me, I bet you. Mr. Kill, the Undertaker, is slight and wry. In these troubled times, both are weary of strangers. Considering that, what's his name? Alexis Kennedy, one of the people who... The founder of Weather Factory worked at Failbetter in Fallen London. Cannibalism is absolutely always on the table. Okay, so we need to get through here, the Miscloaked Bridge. Every so often someone builds a bridge to the Isle. Each bridge lasts 100 years, or 200 when the sea disposes of it. This was built in the 1890s, and that makes it the newest bridge, but that doesn't mean it's new. That house has been empty for 7 years. Those 7 years have rendered the bridge perilous. I didn't have any materials for repairs. Okay, so what do I do? Can I find where this guy lives? This house lights up when I pick up a card. The clergyman distraught. The door opens a few cautious inches. Who's there, I say? Who's there? Let's drop that in there. The Reverend staggers back as if he'd received a blow, and then he's bombarding me with terrified, delighted questions before I'm even through the door. They're all definitely quite kind of nice, no cannibalism at all, absolutely. Nothing strange or untoward going on in the little village we've come to do weird supernatural science in the library. Alright, what was his name? Terence? Timothy. Reverend Timothy flutters fussily while Terence the housekeeper busies himself with practicalities. She shows me to a warm room at the top of the house where a fire is already made up. Ah, now it's daytime. Considerably less spooky. I wish I could zoom out a touch more. That would be appreciated. I can zoom in, way in, but not any further out. Reverend Timothy is touchingly excited to meet his correspondent in person. I am still too exhausted to hold up my end of the conversation, and Terence is not a talkative woman, but the Reverend can talk for free. At last, however, he suddenly realizes how exhausted I am and lets me sleep. Memory Foresight. Wits Forge and Fireblast. Meanings Press and Screw. Ulrich Undun's poetry. Okay, our health is restored, which does lead me to believe that if I'd faffed about down here for too long and this had counted down its 5 minutes, we might have just died on the steps going up. I'm curious whether any of the other houses light up on any of these cards. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, what do you have to say for me? Reverend Timothy's door is always open to me. Timothy will offer help for free as a friend. That's nice. Reverend Timothy always jumps at the offer of my company. He's not a man to miss an opportunity for conversation, so the whole business might take long. Takes longer than it might, but he's anxious to help. I just realized I moved myself over, but I did not move the chat box, which is just sitting down there. So let me stick that just up here above my head. There we go, it should pop up in the right place now. Dry out a book. Reverend Timothy is not a man to miss an opportunity. That's the same text. And we now have a coppery book. The unusual metal binding is untouched by the sea. Oh. And study that in here. I look at it myself. Soul. Studying requires effort. You'll need a suitable soul card first. So that would be, I assume, this one if it weren't fatigued. Grail, heart, element of the soul. How do I restore it is the question. Okay. Anyone wants to talk? Doesn't seem like it. Oof, that's a squeaky gate. Someone needs to take a look at that. Okay, nothing's lighting up for being studied. Let's take a look. Nothing's lighting up for this. And these people are still all very much weary of me. Okay, so where do I go next? Here, a walk on the moor. Clamber up into the long reaches of the moors behind the village. Lean into the wind's fluttering fist. If I know what to look for, I might find something among the rocks. Health and knowledge. I've got the health, but not knowledge of what to look for. To the threshold of a house. What does this button do? You can only keep 5 things in your belongings. A sick item will be abandoned unless it already has a home. Abandoned items will wait for you outside the house. Interesting. Okay, but I am very much lost right now on what the next thing to do is. I can put this into consider, but I have no... Can I restore this somehow? Not by talking to him. Not in here. The memories don't seem to do anything here. I'm a little lost. I imagine there's something fairly obvious I'm missing here. Some button that's looking me right in the face. One of the houses light up when I hover these over them. It might just be a time thing. This is a game similar to Cultist Simulator. Let me unpause. Will this recover with time, or will he have something else to say to me at some point? Reverend Timothy is always pleased to see you, but I don't have anything to discuss with the man. We can't be getting lost this quickly into the game. We've barely started. The Atlantic. Ash House across the bridge. Ah, there we go. The tidal flats. Frankreich is a tidal island. At low tide you could walk there, though you probably shouldn't. But that requires guidance. Which we don't have. My friend, can I talk to you about this place? Okay, well if there's one here, is there another one anywhere that I've missed? There's still the bridge, which needs repairs. Anything up in the sky? You never know. You've played Cultist Sim? Yes, I have. It's how I heard about this game. I enjoy Cultist Simulator quite a lot. Never actually managed to win a run. And then heard that this game... Because this one's getting a DLC later this year that I'm curious about. I thought I should play the game before that comes out. Yeah, I heard that this one is kind of like Cultist Simulator, but without the severe time pressure and the chance of failing a run. Which seems a little more suited to me. I always get caught out. I think everything's going fine. I'm running the artist job, making lots of money. I've got the cult going. And then just like a random bit of fascination stacks up a little too quickly, and that's it, run over. Just like that. The tried and true Cultist Simulator method of just stick everything in everything doesn't seem to be working in here. I think I'm genuinely stuck. Essentially better Cultist Sim, that's very relaxing. Oh, hang on. Refill slots of recently used items. No, that doesn't help me. How can I be lost already? A few minutes into the game. Right, none of these people will talk to me. I can't do anything here because I don't have anything to repair stuff with. I can consider the book, but the soul aspect is fatigued, and health doesn't go into there. And neither do memories. I don't have any aspect to talk about. Yeah. Guidance. None of these will go into. Maybe the journal. No. So not this, not this, not this, not this. He isn't willing to talk about any of the subjects I've got available. The other houses on the island are all locked. No one here is willing to chat with me. Yeah, locked. None of that will go into here. Oh. The post office? There we go, finally. I can't believe it took me that long. The postmaster regards me with the chilly gaze of a goddess image in an ancient hill shrine. The librarian, says she, yes, I have something for you. Wait here, please. Ah, thank you very much. I was starting to worry. You can always rely on a Royal Mail. Somehow. I spent a Christmas working in a Royal Mail warehouse, and let me tell you, those places are not the best organized. Catastrophically Emma, thank you for following. First time play? Yes, this is my first time, as I've just put on a terribly poor show trying to figure out where to go next. Something for me. The postmistress returns with an envelope addressed to the librarian, Hush House, Brancrook Isle. Postmarked in Wales a week ago. Adore this game. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what it's like. I love the aesthetic that Weather Factory has gone with for Cultist Simulator and for this. The postmistress keeps the gate to the wider world. In her left hand is the lightning, which is to say the telegraph, and in her right the thunder, which is to say the only telephone in Brancrook. Before her lies the cash register, which accepts the greater currency and returneth its lesser children. It's very British. I think that kind of fits. That kind of Lovecraftian Shadows over Innsmouth small village that gets infected by a cult vibe is very English. Tensionally note and a letter to the librarian. The postmistress will accept the offering and bestow upon me the appropriate change. Thank you very much. Oh, well, that's been restored and those have faded, I guess, with the coming of a new day. 10 shillings discarnated into lesser coins. Discarnated. Oh, okay. As in, like, you incarnate something into its form. Discarnate. That, yeah, I guess that makes sense as a word. Not one I would have gone for myself, but alright. Sure, I've got small change now. Clouds. In this country, the sky is rarely clear. The sun goes courteously cloaked. These are restored, which is excellent. And also I can use that here. Okay, a letter to the librarian. Letter to me from St. Ronwin's Trust. The Trust's connection with Hush House is probably benevolent, but persistently obscure. Can I read that in here? To reply, add ink at a desk. Okay. In Lovecraft's day as well, American culture was much more influenced by English culture. Now everything is much more globalized. Yeah, nowadays, I mean, with the amount of media America exports, you know, everyone watches American TV shows and movies and stuff. It's very much American culture that's in the rest of the world. St. Ronan's Trust wishes to congratulate me on my appointment as librarian of Hush House. The Trust assures me that it will provide the promised stipend each spring, but reminds me that its resources are limited and suggests I seek local assistance in restoring the premises. Let us know when you're all set up and ready to receive visitors, the letter concludes. It's signed simply The Trustees. Okay, so now we have options, I think. We've gone to the straight opposite of before. Still going to take a while for repairs, and we need to convince someone to guide us across here. So I happen to see that this lights up. I've learned that honest enthusiasm is a solvent for surliness. So happy that foreign entertainment is starting to make its way to America as well, and Asian movies such as Parasite winning major Hollywood awards finally. Yeah, it's always good. I'm fascinated when something that draws from a different culture comes across my way. I like to read web serials a lot, and a major genre in web serials is cultivation novels. So you see a lot of Chinese and Korean and Japanese influence there in terms of the kind of tropes that they draw on. It's very interesting. Also a fascinating language. I love nothing better than Chinese sayings and idioms being directly translated into English where they make barely any sense. Eventually the other patrons unbend enough to let me buy them a pint and let me listen to them complain about the weather. I'll find a warmer welcome here next time. Excellent. We're worming our way in. Memory of Solace. Sweetbones has been the public house in Bangkok since Cromwell's time. Its history is notable, its beer is not. Guests looking for discreet employment or for discreet assistance congregate in the snug. If you read anything about the history of cuisine, it's fascinating the way cultures have blended over time. Yeah, I mean, food goes absolutely all over the place, and you know, with globalization and ingredients becoming available in different places, you look at Italian cuisine today where the tomato is an absolute staple, but that was not the case for a long, long time because they simply didn't have them. Help with... Oh, this has shifted up and I am now once again covering information. Ugh, I really need to get an overlay so that there's a border around the edge of the stream where I can put my model in the chat and it won't cover the game up. I could offer help with correspondence and arithmetic. There's no school in Prankrug and not everyone here knows their letters. Or add a coin to find visitors seeking employment. Okay. Not sure I work enough in Prankrug, but I can find 6 pence worth of odd jobs. And there's not much work. Okay. Add a coin and I can hire someone, I assume, as a guide. 1 shilling 12 pence will hire a casual labourer service. Lauren. In spring, the local miners often travel to the Feast of Lights below. If one breaks his journey at the Sweetbones, a shilling will buy his labour for a day. Miners offer something, forge and moon. I'll learn these symbols eventually. Alternatively, add a soul card to find any rarer guests who might be seeking employment. Interesting. And even the first 100 years or so that Italy had tomatoes, they were purely decoration. Europe was terrified of tomatoes at first because they're a nightshade. Yes. Plants and their continuous efforts to be ever so poisonous. And also, they just thought they were pretty. I always love the stuff about, like, keeping pineapples or whatever and exotic fruit as decorations. In spring, we're like, okay, so all of this stuff hires fancy people. 6 pence hires a casual labourer services. I don't know whether a casual labourer is going to be able to guide me across here. We need assistance with 2 moon and 2 winter, I assume. What this might be passing through? Find out what unusual passerbys might be looking for employment. Now this seems like something for later if I want to hire people for the house, I assume. We'll come back to it in a moment. First, this one's purely for breaking cash down. The study. Or for help for free as a friend. I've already clicked this, I'm pretty sure. Ah, okay, yeah, we need a topic. And we've spoken about the journal. That's fine. Is this specifically okay? So you can't move things between inventories. Moved to Phoenix from the Midwest about 12 years ago, and the food is so much better. Can't stand me for potatoes. Benefit of living in a massive city with immigrant populations. Yeah, it's always very nice. I studied in a much smaller town than where I currently live, and there was still a decent spread of food available there because it was a student town, but not as much as there is here. And you certainly notice it when you want to, order a takeout, and the selection is so much more limited. Okay, you cannot guide me across here, unfortunately. You have 2 lantern. And I need 2 winter and 2 moon, I suppose. Can you talk to these people and make them not hate me? The smithy has more work than he needs, and he rarely opens his door. Mr. Kill the Undertaker. Oh, I missed that part the last time. He's the Undertaker. Okay, maybe they know how to guide me across this bit here. I want to get to the library already. Cradles and coffins. Mr. Kill pumps my hand. Just me and V and the missus tonight. Well, there's a client in the back, but if we don't bother he won't bother V. A client at the Undertaker's. Do you keep the corpses in your house, my friend? Midwife and handywoman. Coffins and cradles. Oh no, that's grim. McKill's household is now available. Welcome back, Outs. I think in the city it all depends on location. Yeah. We've downtown to the arts district. Where I'm at, I think it's a large city, but it's not like a full-on capital city metropolis. Ah, Mr. and Mrs. Kill, just so nice, absolutely. Oh. Okay, so I can hang out here. Nice conversations about beginnings. Hassan prefers to talk about endings. I wonder why. A shilling will buy her help for a day. Grail and 2 hearts. Element of soul, occupant. I mean, that's nice, but I don't think you get me across this bit either. 1.5 million just in the city. Yeah, where I'm living is not at all anywhere near that big, so there's like one proper city center, and then there's a couple local centers, like 2 or 3, and that's kind of it. There's really no split up parts of the city that you might go to. It's all one thing. I might be able to get another introduction from him tomorrow with another conversation, and then we can unlock this. Effort and knowledge. I don't think we want to go wandering off across the moor. Presumably, unsocial hours. Yeah, let's not go bother people at night. Presumably we can hire someone with the right abilities. I don't want to spend money to hire random people in case I can run out. I don't know if this game has soft locks or failure states, but let's not tempt fate. There's some money. Art, nectar, and scale. Oh, and it's dawn again. Supposed to with core, and we get Grail and Heart. And now today it is raining, lovely as ever. Let's chat. Get some more assistance, and hopefully they'll let me talk to the smith, and then we'll have met everyone in town. See what they all have to say. Gotta make proper introductions when you're moving to such a small place. Ah. No luck here. Okay, the locksmith has more work than he needs and rarely opens his door to strangers, and not to the, what's it called, reverend either. You need an introduction or a mutual acquaintance marked with edge, forge, or heart. Someone in a similar trade, or someone who can appeal to his secret passion for saffron cake. And Reverend Timothy has lantern. Okay. We have some money. I'm kind of just curious to see what we get here, and if they stick around. Let's find out. Do you want me to tell about the Softlux or... I'll take a minute to just see about my options. This, we've already read the letter. And if I can't find anything at all, then yeah. Always happy to check out an element of soul to enhance Reverend Timothy's effectiveness for the day. Or just talk. Like some assistance, Timothy can make use of candles. Oh, this will make a heart into lantern. Which suggests that I am correct that we need to find someone who specifically has moon and winter. Nothing lighting up that we can talk to with these guys. You split up currency. Passing by a consulting engineer. Oh, we keep a sixpence, eh? Consulting engineer provides forge something and lantern assistance. Talk to her before she leaves if you want to use her services. Okay, so this is like when you, like in Cultist Simulator, rolling for followers and stuff. We can just gamble these. I think I keep using Fost, so I haven't actually tried it in here yet. And this one. Heart, nectar, and scale. Hang on, heart, nectar, and scale. Isn't that what one of these combinations was? Heart, nectar, scale. Interesting. I know what to look for. I might find something among the rocks. I don't know what to look for, but I can maybe bring someone along who does have some idea. Now, a game like this is all about the figuring out, you know, finding what bits work where, trying all the cards and all the spots and stuff like that. But I am live streaming it instead of playing it myself, so maybe I shouldn't spend the next half hour trying to figure this out. A little tip about soft locks, and maybe if I'm on the right track here in terms of hiring someone to get me past this bit, would be appreciated. I'm not at all sure right now if we're going in the right direction. So here we have a surrealist painter. That's Grail, Moth, and a symbol I don't recognize. Oh, my money just recombined. Did I think I accidentally clicked something and, and it all poofed back into one. No, split these up again. We don't need large change. I can't really just give a little tip for this, so the game has no soft locks at all. Dusk has fallen, dawn will come soon. Speed up a bit, and let's refresh these. Because I keep using Fost to talk to the Reverend, so let's see if I can do anything else with it. What have we got here? Departing assistance, yeah. You guys feel free. Right, this is to earn money. And this These don't seem to correspond to what the people I get actually have. Nope, another one of those trying to sell viewer bots. Should be more diligent about banning them, but honestly they all count towards stream views, so I'll just leave them be for now. Eventually I need to set up automated banning for that. Now I think I'm lost. Beyond hiring someone and exploring the moors? Do you not know where I'm meant to go here next? I could do some work and earn some money. I'll just take a minute. We'll speed through it. It is sunny today. Okay, we've earned a sixpence and they've combined into a shilling. Florin, half crown, and what's the large one? Crown. So penny shillings I know about. Half crowns and crowns. Florins? Shilling per side. I don't remember florins as a currency. So we can work and earn money forever, but that doesn't actually help us with anything. Let's not have a day keep ticking through. The post office breaks down currency. The Reverend talks to me and offers assistance, but I don't know what I can do with that assistance. We can consider the letter that reads it. We can't go to the locksmith. You people. A shilling will buy her help for a day. A day's work is a night's dreaming. Let's see if this person can help. The game has exactly one soft lock which it will not spoil. Huh. The midwife's assistants, and she has 2 grail, a heart. Oh, it's not suitable for this. Not suitable for this either. What can you help me with? Can you chat with this dude? Ah. I get 6 or even 10 words out of him if I'm patient. There we go. Don't know if this is the right direction, but it's progress maybe. Can't believe that we've... Just to kind of put this into some context, we've rolled up into town half drowned on the beach. In a storm, gone and knocked on a reverend's house and been welcomed inside. He's kind of introduced us to the midwife and the undertaker, and we've just paid the midwife to make introductions to the locksmith. Dendel is a surprising source of practical advice, so Smithy is not available. Who pays people for the introductions to the locksmith? He will never... Denzel Smith, strong as oak, blackened by smoke, he will never surpass his father, and he is no longer a soldier, but he still has his craft. Oh, that's kind of grim. Denzel will talk about practical matters, though he prefers to sit in silence. A shilling will buy his help for a day. If you give him a coinage, he will perform a service of division instead. Interesting. Florin is 2 shillings, yes? Split that up for me, please. Oh boy, that's a lot of stuff. Pennies, 2 pence, 3 pence, 6 pence, shillings, half crowns. Ah, old British currency, how lovely. What if I put a whole crown in here? I might just waste a crown. Or I get change, who knows. Okay, so what can you do for me? There's an achievement for the one soft lock. Interesting. Left it in deliberately. Okay, my friend, you have 2 edge, 2 forge. But what can you do? Not this. Or yes this? No this. We can talk. You might even reply. Add something to enhance Dental's effectiveness of a day, or just talk. And like some citizens, Dental can make use of metal. We have Sunny, which will give him Lantern and Sky. Or this, which puts Gray up to 4 and gives Lantern. Okay, that's not useful. We need Moon and Winter, which haven't shown up anywhere. I think this means we need Moon and Winter. To go into the slot, an object must match at least one of these assistants. Required must match at least one of these. And can't go into this, reluctant. Consider, we cannot consider the blacksmith. That requires effort, you already need a suitable soul card. We can look at the book some more. That might actually be the next thing I do. Anything else that we can do with this guy? No. Okay, let's speed up time, go to the next day so these will recover, and see about studying the book. I kind of expected to roll up and be let into the house, but now we've gone through like a whole RPG fetch quest storyline before we even get to the library. Never looked into Book of Hours as much as Cultist Sim. Do I have frankly too much time in Cultist Sim? Yeah, I mean, it's a good game, and it's a game with a lot of replay value. I was mentioning earlier that I played a similar game called Witch Hand, which is very enjoyable, but that game is kind of one that you can play once and then you're pretty much done with it. They do have different runs you can go through, but looking at them, they weren't really different enough for me to consider them. Very fun game, but not very replayable game, whereas Cultist Simulator, you beat the game and it's like, cool, you've covered like a fraction of all of the nonsense that you can learn about here. Okay, which do we study it with, Fost or Core? Let's go with Core. Tell me something, my dear journal. Give me some information. My journal, I'm sure of it. The storm scattered my thoughts, but each page I turn is familiar. I begin to recall now why I came here, and the danger I fled. More about your origin and your aspirations in your journal. You can now also access the Tree of Wisdom from the top of the screen. Oh, and we've got 2 FOSS now. Learned all I can about the base game, but XLS being extremely fun to a point I have custom challenges for it. Always very good when a game is that enjoyable. View the Tree of Wisdom. Oh boy. Scholars and adders recognize 9 wisdoms, though they disagree where one wisdom ends and another begins. Something for me to think about. And then I missed the rest of that. Travel something something. Ooh, funky. Oromachistry, Ithistry, Illumination, Hushery, Nyctodromy, Scolechosophy, Babosque, Preservation, and Birdsong. I need to make a video sometime about coming up with this kind of mythology and cult stuff, because there's a real art to it. Edgeforge, Winter, Lantern, Nock, Grail. So like Grail, Nock, Lantern, Forge, these are we're familiar with from Cultist Simulator. Rescue journal. Oh. Rest, the change and longing, one of the 9 parts of your human soul. Exploring the tree. Every skill could belong to one of 2 wisdoms. Decide which by assigning it here. This will grow your understanding of the wisdom and reward you with an element of the soul card. Oh my god, what? Every skill could belong to one of 2 wisdoms. Decide which. Does the skill mean these, or are these something different? These are something different. One of the 9 parts of the soul, same as these, yes? Yeah, Fost and 4 are parts of the soul, says Triss. Can I take this? I can. We now have another... what was it called? Elements. Elements of the soul. Alright, skills and languages. So skills will be in here once I have them. Gift History 2. The right art of alchemy, metallurgy, pyrotechnics, sometimes called the art that alters. Okay, there's much to be looked at here. So we've gained this, the change in belonging. Let's head back for the moment. Can I consider the book some more? The soul's labor. Some books are to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. Quote from Bacon. Evan? Studying requires effort. You'll always need a suitable soul card first. So we just use core. We can put Fost in here. I can master this mystery. Enough lantern to match mystery lantern. I put this in here? Yeah. Don't have a skill available. Let's see what this does. Ah! The experimentation stage early in the game. Frustrating when you get stuck, but so interesting when you're uncovering new things. Maybe that one went round. Don't actually accidentally go too far and then, like, use up whatever pops out. Something just went up in smoke there. I've mastered this and gathered the lessons it concealed. Lesson bells and braziers. I've gained more understanding of bells and braziers. Use this card with consider. And lessons pyroglyphics. I've gained more understanding of pyroglyphics. Sounds like the kind of thing you use to throw fireballs at people. I've got 3 of these. Use this lesson to acquire a new skill. Absolutely, yes. Let's see what we get there. Another leaf on the Tree of Wisdoms. And we have hieroglyphics. There we go. If I do this again... Okay, I can't do anything with this on its own. Perhaps I wanted to consider a matching skill so I could increase it. Ah. Effort from here. Lesson that. Memory. I use this in here, yeah. There's always more to learn. Improves the skill to level 2. This will increase its aspects, which will help with crafting, and make it suitable for higher branches in the Tree of Wisdom if you haven't already committed it. If you haven't already committed it. I imagine I'll want to be careful about what I choose to put where, but right now I don't have enough information to even guess what would be appropriate. I mean, skill pyroglyphics, pyrotechnics, Iphistry, that seems to fit. Illumination could. Necromancy and silence, no. Darkness, no. Worms, earthquakes, and no. The primeval, healing and restoration, music and riddles, and laws and contentions of the secret gods called Hours and of their name emanations. So, Ithistry or Illumination. Shall I stick this on one of these? Hieroglyphics. One script that all the world must read, even the blind, and it is written in flames. Matters of fireworks and their kin, lights, colours, infernal detonation. This has Forge and Lantern. Annually, Illumination, Ithistry. Okay. Which one do I want to go for, though? Arts of... The bright art of alchemy, metallurgy, pyrotechnics, sometimes called the art that alters, and illumination, whose initiates purify themselves and the world around them. I want to say that fits better here than it does there. What's that do? Metal. Will, self-discipline, the part of us which makes the right choice. Neat. Expand this. Gonna need them. Okay. If I level that up, can I put the next level in a slot above? And does that get me any closer to crossing the tidal flats? Because I think I'm learning stuff here, but I'm not sure that the stuff I'm learning has anything to do with where I'm supposed to be going. Metal. I do have a skill now, Pyroglyphics. Maybe I put in here instead. Pyroglyphics, memory. This, nah. This one also, nah. And I can, of course, also learn this. Use this lesson to acquire a new skill, yeah. Let's. Give me the Bells and Braziers skill. Ooh. Where do I stick that one? The resonance which lingers from the hammer's touch. 2 Forge and a Sky. Forge and a Sky. I mean, Forge somewhere around Ithistry or Auromachistry. I don't know where that would really fit. But yeah, Metallurgy, Pyrotechnics, Resonance which lingers. That might be something more music aligned, really. Birdsong? Birdsong. No. Definitely not this, like the opposite of this. Okay, the only options open are these two. I can't just stick it wherever. Auromachistry or Ithistry. Metallurgy, Pyrotechnics, something called the art that alters. I want to put this here. And I get Whist. Name memory that part which remains. Most librarians know that books have souls. Most librarians hope for books with simple souls of whist and nothing else. Fascinating. Okay. So we've got 2 lessons on pyroglyphics, we've got 2 new skills, and we've gotten a bunch of new elements of the soul. We have not gotten someone who can walk across the beach with us. It is very spooky down there, and someone has to hold my hand, please. Unsociable hours. You can just rock up here? No. There have been people who complain it's RNG based on their scene, that's mostly from switching from the usual cultist sim to exile. Oh, I've got no experience with exile or what any of that is about. I think there is a certain amount of RNG in cultist sim in terms of like your progression and what pops out of a given card and when a challenge pops up that you have to deal with, but if you keep on top of things, it's very much manageable. You know, anytime I lose a run, I know exactly why it is, and it's because I got too comfortable and stopped paying attention, and then something pops out that I wasn't prepared to deal with. But for a lot of people that can be very frustrating. They don't want to lose hours and hours of work over a momentary lapse in attention, which I think is not unreasonable. Okay, so I can talk with the other guy now. Mr. Kill likes conversations about endings. Talk with me, my friend. I hope you give me change. Otherwise I'm going to be a little upset with you. We can earn more money, I'm sure, but that doesn't mean we want to have to. Yes, he does give change. Okay, Coffin Maker's assistance, and he has Sky and Winter. Can you help me? Yes! Excellent! We're making progress. Crowcross Sands. Okay, what is here? Beachcombing. Take a long walk along the ocean side. If I know what to look for, I might find something. Okay, so this is similar to the walk on the moor. Ah, heck. Effort and knowledge requires skill and Rose, Moon or Heart, which you guys don't have. I believe that's a difference. When you lose an Excel, you don't know exactly what you did wrong, which might lead you to play RNG. Yeah, that kind of thing can be frustrating. It's if you're gonna have something. What button am I pressing that is making the money combine? I really need to figure that out because it's going to be annoying if it happens on accident all the time. Yeah, if you're going to have a game with... Like, if you're going to have roguelike elements, I feel like you need to commit to a certain extent. I think that's something that Sunless Sea struggled with a little, because that game is fairly slow-paced, but then it has permadeath options. And you don't pass on a whole lot to your next character. There's not a lot of progression run by run, which can be very frustrating for people. So I totally get where a lot of the complaints came from. That being said, Sunless Sea is a very, very fun game to play. Give me just a second here before I continue. I'm going to take a sip of drink. It is very dry today. There's some very nice apple squash. Okay, what do I need for here again? I need assistance with Sky, Lantern, and Forge. Hang on, can you help me with that? Can I go with this? No, it has to be health or core. Or metal. You'll talk to me with metal. Okay, let's bring the smith real quick. Maybe he can help me build the bridge. You know, obviously spend much longer though. Guess the runs don't take that long. 3 hours or so. Yeah, I mean, what you consider long can vary a lot as well. Like, I've played some games like Caves of Qud, where you can go a long time, and there's just so much to figure out, and you lose all of it if you die. You know, or Caves of Qud, or I've also played Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. You know, those kind of games with the ASCII tile sets and stuff like that. That aren't super popular, and it's for a reason that they're not super popular. Alright. We're getting there. Q-Credit Bridge. And there's another thing on the other side. What do you want from me? Lodge at the Gate. A cottage where Hush House's groundskeeper lived until the fire. I love how this game is very willing to just go, yeah, this thing happened, we're not going to explain anything to you though. You know, the fire happened, or the... what did it call it? The Reformation or something, where we got the new king in 1930? If I can get into the place and make it habitable, I can use it as a base for reclaiming more of the house. Oh, we're gonna go through this whole thing, like, bit by bit. Okay, I'm starting to see the shape of the opening to this game. So we'll need assistance. And it will need knock or heart or forge. So can I just bring you back? Do you wanna come help me again real quick? This here, the entrance, yes. You can do that? Excellent. And that takes a minute. Look how far we can zoom in. How detailed is the house going to be? And there we go. House. It's huge. Hush house with a little lovely pinkish purple vein at the top. Oh, very deep. Oh my goodness. Oh, we are so detailed. Oh, that's ridiculous. What do you mean? I can rearrange the individual bits inside of this house. Oh, what else is movable? This? No, that's clickable. Lodge and fireplace. Fire always accepts gifts and boils the kettle for tea. An ST. C&H second flush Assam. Tea from the land of the real unicorn, important by caterer and hero. Miller's oat bread. Oh, a bookshelf that I can label. Oh, this game is going to be a whole experience, I see. A dragon tree, a fractured mirror. The hush house key, heavy enough that it takes both hands to turn, heavy enough to brain someone, though you'd need both hands for that too. Clean laundry, dandelion wine. Stout rustic snug. Use a matching soul card to move to your belongings in and make this your bed, or place a matching visitor card to encourage them to stay a little longer. Okay. We shall live in here. What else is in the room? Candle, honey scar scented candle. Shadowless silk, a variant of the Persian silk tree. Golden as the shadowless kings. And Dawn Lion coffee. Plates, cups and glasses, so that if I want to offer someone wine, I needn't give them the whole bottle. Straw cushioned chair, okay. And then up here, uncatalogued book, Curia. Nocturnal, Baronial. Travelling at Night, Volume 1. The Annotated Dream Journals of Christopher Illapoli. Sometimes called the only readable occultist, literate, entertaining, bewildering. And there's Volume 2. Oh, we've got so much stuff to go through. Where to even begin? And then, of course, the house. The house. I'm absolutely going to lose track of all the stuff I put in here. I guess it'll be good practice for in a couple months when the Factorio DLC comes out and I'll be trying to keep track of all the bits of my factory. The great gate of a house. The walls of a house tower above me. I had been told that it was abandoned after a fire, but there is no sign of any such thing. The building will no doubt need restoration, but it's in better shape than I'd feared. Books are the memory that does not die, reads the inscription above the gate. Okay. Camp. This is a safe place for me now, to the extent that dreams are safe. Oh. Add a fatigued soul card to nap, a maladied soul card to cure it, or once night has fallen, a memory to dream it. Hang on, it is night, yes, so... All skill, restore with laundry? Interesting. No, let's not do that. Right, let's leave that be for a moment and focus on the actual house. Everything done over there. Yes. Alright, speed up time. Unlock. Okay, we go room by room. What's in here? Lots of things. I wish there was a zoom level in between this and this, where I could see the whole room. Oh, there are room descriptions as well. Keeper's Lodge. For 500 years, in the times we call baronial, curia nocturnal, there was always a keeper to watch the ways. Weed the gardens, mend the roof when the sun was shining. There's no keeper now, but the lodge's roof still weathers the storms of Bancroft Bay. Watchman's Tower Gatehouse. This place feels more like a castle than a library, I gotta be honest. Back in the 11th century, Brian of Brittany built the tower and its gate to protect St. Brandon's Abbey, as Hush House was then known. Okay. Later, the Baron's devil strengthened the gate against her many enemies, but it's a long time now since Hush House was any kind of fortress, and by the time the scholars of the Curia took possession, this place had long been a comfortable waiting room for visitors to the house too minor to merit immediate attention. Something's popped up, a reminder. A message from St. Ronwen's Trust has arrived. Oh boy, oh boy. Let me just check what's in the front room. Deer antlers. Now, can I... Okay, we can't just shuffle stuff around the house. But we can take things with us. And they don't then default back to their spot. Lingering Repose... Serena Blackwood. Treasury of Shelters. Like an armory for not getting pneumonia. Force. Interesting. Okay, okay. Little knickknacks and things. I wonder if we'll be able to replace these over time with new stuff. Alright, let's see what our dear colleagues have to say. A reminder. Do say, do say. The trust hopes I've arrived safely, but wonders why. If so, I haven't yet replied. Letter assigned simply the trustees. Well, I need... what was it called? Ink and a desk to reply? And I don't think I have either of those. Right, letter to the librarian. Read the letter or reply instead. To reply said add ink at a desk. Yeah, I don't have a desk or ink. My friends, you have to give me a little bit more time. Cloistered garden, gatehouse stairs. Unlock and refurbish rooms with assistance from villagers and outsiders. Use your element of assault to enhance their abilities and reach more challenging rooms. Okay. Okay. And then there's these books. What do I go for first here? Do I hire people to open this up? Do I earn some money that I will be able to hire people with in the future? Or do I go, I don't know, exploring in the sands and the moors? I think for now I need to open up more of a house because I need to find a desk and some ink so I can reply to the trust and don't have them show up here demanding why I haven't been in touch. Does this look like there's a desk with ink up here? There's something. Alright, you need forge and lantern. Well, I can just go bother the same guy again for that. No. Here we go. Nope. Here we go. You come with me, I have ever more work for you. In the meantime, we can do multiple things at the same time, so do some teaching and consider how do I upgrade a skill? I need effort, a lesson. The memory, can I use another lesson for that? Yes, I can. Go for it. Alright, you come with me over here. Upstairs. Tell me we've got a desk, please. Hieroglyphics tier 2. Can I stick tier 2 directly into the tree? No. Essential skill tier 2. Required illumination. And you determine where the skill should belong in the wide kingdoms of understanding. The skill is now committed to the wisdom marked on the card. This doesn't fit. What do you have? You've got Forge, Lantern, Skill, Channeling, Illumination, Committed, Attuned Metal. Every skill could belong to one of 2 wisdoms, so I guess I need a different skill that also fits into Illumination then? Each one can... So they're going to be, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the aspects of the soul. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 layers? That seems excessive. I can't imagine there's going to be that many skills, surely. I am probably misunderstanding something about how this works. Either that or there's going to be, what is it? 9 around and 9 layers, so 81 skills? We'll find out. Okay. How much does this pay? That is a 6-pence. Okay. I've once again combined the money. I need to stop doing that. And this finishes up. Alright, what do we have here? A mirroscope. And a desk, there we go. A magnificent 18th century secretary desk commissioned for Lady Eva de Wolf, last of her bankrupt wolves. Now here I can reply, add ink. Ink. I don't have any ink. If I just hit start, what happens? Oh, just reading it again. Where do I buy ink? Or is it laying around somewhere? The mirroscope, no. Uncatalogued book. I really need to do something with the books as well. Okay, I have to buy ink. There's not exactly a... Wait, is this? There it is. Ugal ink, a variant of iron gall ink, particularly difficult to erase, a minor ink of power. That seems a little excessive to write a simple reply to their letter, but... Add a soul card to determine the tone of the letter. The journey was difficult, but nothing could keep me from the house, and the place is everything I imagined, or will be once I've restored it to its glory. The sea remains, the house remains, what else remains we shall learn in time. What kind of tone do I want to go for here? Hereby my situation is precarious. No, we'll go with this. As one of the ones we originally picked. But let's stick to the character. I don't think I'm going to do a full like roleplay playthrough here, but we'll be a little invested in how we what's the word? Comport ourselves here. Memory satisfaction. Reply to the trust. Once they know I've arrived, they'll send more funds, I hope. this and the postage. Good. Yeah, we've overcome the initial hurdle of figuring out what on earth we're doing. And now we're actually getting places. Let's leave the memories be for a moment. We've written a reply. We don't have to worry about them wondering what we're getting up to. Let's start being a librarian. There are books around. They are uncatalogued. Let me study them. Studying requires effort. You'll always need a suitable soul card. But what makes one suitable? This book was probably written around the time of Hashhouse's Curia period, roughly 1700s to 1800s. If I examine it, I can learn more about what knowledge it might contain. Books from this period are rarely contaminated. See, now, rarely contaminated implies that contamination is a thing that the books suffer from. Would you care to elaborate, game? A little warning on what exactly contaminated book means. Now I have an idea of the book's nature and its contents. Okay, while I look at it, immediately get to work on the next one. We're gonna need way more of these cards. How did I get the first one again? Studying my book, wasn't it? My journal. The journal has changed as well. It's now a hammered copper journal. I've crossed 3 oceans and almost drowned in one. Now I am the librarian of Hush House. Perhaps here I will be safe from my parents, but I can't take that for granted. Parents, huh? The prodigal's dearest wish is sanctuary, as librarian or in a history where things are different. But you can complete the game by recording any history. You might wish to begin your studies with the Ifastry Wisdom. Alright. And this, the Debate of 7 Cups. Distillations of Spirit, recorded by an alchemist who identifies himself in the foreword as "But Sir Thomas Bron's reflection." Let's put that back on the shelf. I always love the vibe of stuff like this, how they name everything. The, what's it called? Formcraft mod for Minecraft had a similar kind of air about it, and that was always very fun. Recordings from the Al-Theban Abyss. Recordings from a subterranean space in the mountains near Baghdad of conversations between the entomologist Juliana Zawistowski and an unidentified presence. Can I consider these further? Can I read these books? Some books are between yada yada. Studying requires effort. Not this one. Let's drop that in. Yeah, this maybe? No. I could add something to this journal if I could lay my hands on suitable ink. Did we use up the only bit of ink with that letter we sent back home? It would appear so. There's no more ink jar over here. Unfortunate. So this book we can't read. Oh. Oh, because it's not a book. It's recordings as an actual, like, tape that we can play somewhere. Can we read this? Yes. You provided Moth, but not enough to match Mystery Moth. If you're lucky, you might still succeed. I mean, sure. Go for it. But no until you try. These ones are identified. Might read them anyway. And then we need to catalog that book and the ones off to the left. In the meantime, let's keep earning more money. I can only imagine we're going to need plenty of it. Maybe not as severely as in Cultist Simulator, where you could run out and lose, but We're still gonna want money. Memory, I don't have any other memories to throw in there. Ah, thank you for that. I'm glad to see that there's a little reminder tick here. One button takes you to the house, one takes you to whatever thing has just finished being done. Okay, what's up next? Waterlands Tower top floor. That requires Grail or Sky. Must be a leak in the observatory. We have an observatory. Neat. Let's head deeper into the house first, which means I need a lantern. We can presumably hire someone for that. No chance. The mysteries in this have defeated me for now. Okay. We were unsuccessful in deciphering the book. We did get a memory of regret, which we can dream about, I believe. Right? Night is not yet fallen, but once it has, I can rest and perhaps dream of on the day's doings. Dream on a memory will preserve it past dawn, allowing you to keep it to the following day. Okay. We don't need to hang on to this for the time being. Let's decipher the next book. Tell me what this one's all about. This time I want to stack up the money, and this button does it. Oh, it's a sort button. Oh, lovely. I'll be making generous use of that. The Depths of the Moon is a historical tract on various forms of survival after death. Most curious. There were more books over here, right? Yeah, here. Tell me all about it. Speed up time. We're not on a timer the same way that we were in Cultist Simulator, so I can just leave time running quickly. I'm sure later whether it's day or nighttime will matter more, but right now it's not doing anything to me. I'm not running out of food or whatever. Okay, give me that, give me those. And keep deciphering. 7 shards. The Lionsmith, one of the 2 great hours of struggle, broke his sword into 7 shards. Natalia Brullo, 5th librarian of Hush House, describes the nature of each of these shards, allegorically and otherwise. And Exorcism for Girls, simple but forceful techniques for rousing unbefitting spirits, written in straightforward and colorful language. Ah. Prophecies of Glory. Religious and patriotic fables collected or composed by William Gore. Okay, I will stop uncovering what every single book is about in a moment, and get back to actually progressing and unlocking more of the house. But I'm ever so fascinated by what all of these titles are. And this whole world that's been built. The Rose of Voisinay. The heretical teachings of a disgraced offshoot of the Sisterhood of the Knot, that arcane contemplative order that existed in all histories. This was recorded by Voisinay, and dedicated to Saint Respicius. And finally, those indignities perpetrated by the deceitful Fraternity of Oblivions. It's not clear whether CROD, who is identified only by his initials, was in fact an initiate of the Obliviate Order of Immortal Adepts. He wrote in the 16th century after the order, if he is to be believed, had passed the heights of its power. Interesting. Fascinating. Okay. Let's find ourselves someone who has Nectar and Lantern lore. In here. We need, well, whatever, we will... A shilling will buy services, barbers offer moth and a little thing. Alternatively, a soul count can find any rarer guests. Yes. Tell me who's around, and tell me if they have lantern and nectar. It would be good, I think, if I could pin certain challenges so that I know that I'm currently looking for those things. Lantern and nectar. That is winter, moth, and sky, I think. I need to find a sky. Yeah, winter, moth, and sky. Not lantern and nectar. Okay. Show me someone else. I should check maybe as well what these guys have instead of rolling the lottery each time. You had Forge Edge and something? A fugitive who has coil or something like that. Edge and heart, not what I'm looking for. You, my friends. There's a skill, going to help out for a day. I swear it said somewhere what her actual skills are, didn't it? I don't recall. Let's just hire her and find out. You have Grail and Heart. Okay, that was on here somewhere, wasn't it? I think it was down here, which means you have Lantern and Winter. But Lantern only 1, and I think I need 2. But I can enhance someone with my skills, right? Like with Fost. Alright, come with me. Real quick, can I unlock this with you? Are you able to do this? Yes, you are. So money is still well spent. Speaking of money... Moth, I've garnered enough mystique to tell fortunes for pennies. Undignified perhaps, but for the librarian of Hush House, but times are hard. Yes, sure, we can tell fortunes. Considering the magic nonsense we're working with, we might even tell real fortunes. Okay, I can talk with you to give you more lantern. Excellent. And then you can unlock this? No? You can only unlock one room at a time. Ah. Come on, game. I assume later rooms will cause problems when unlocked. Okay, we're no longer unlocking another room. There we go. Alright, so what have we in here? The telescope. The scholars of the house watch the course of the stars to determine their past and understand their future. We have a few more books that we can look at. We have a chair. This looks very like the armchair in which Kitty Mazarine, second librarian, sat for L. Breton's famous group portrait. Nothing else in here though, just 4 books, a chair, and you observe the telescope itself. Thomas Stivell, second Baron Bankrug, who they called Baron Silence, built this observatory in 1576, by happy coincidence just in time to observe the passing of a great comet in 1577. Good for him. St. Brandon's Cloister. The sisters and brothers of the abbey built these gardens in the 13th century, at the height of the period we now call Solar Gothic. Walk here a while and breathe the peace they left. Sea holly in summer, blue crown in winter. Find out in the future what those are useful for. Oh, hang on, my throat is getting a bit raspy. I'm just going to take a sip of drink. So hot again all of a sudden today. Okay, so upstairs, Long Tower, first floor. Long Tower looks like it's been abandoned much longer than 7 years. In the nocturnal period, the inhabitants probably spent most of their time on the seaward side. Down below we have the Walled Garden, and off to the side we have the first true threshold. I have reached the threshold of the house proper. Librarians of the Curia were scholars of note, some were potent adepts. From here I should proceed carefully, observing the proper forms, making the appropriate offerings. The villagers and other locals know the ways of the earth and sea hereabouts. Their assistance will be invaluable. Unlocking this I need Lantern or Winter 3. Here I need Edge or Nectar 4. And Knock or Rose. Okay, getting deeper in might be a challenge. At least for the moment. Let's sort this. Sort all this. What do you have? Nothing particularly useful to me. Okay. Let's, real quick, because I've got a memory sitting there, see if I can do anything with it. No. Doesn't look like I've got the appropriate things. Oh well. Possibly one of the books. You've got Moon and Moth. And my books have Moon and Moth, anyone? Harry Price Mystery Moth. 10. Okay. If I need to hit 10 to actually decipher that, then that's not happening right now. 10, 6, 8, 8, 6. Okay, well that's all a little bit high. We'll get back to that. So what's the focus here for the moment? I guess I need to hire assistants. I need them to be good enough that I can at least raise them up to these levels. I'll want to improve my skills and get the associated elements of the soul cards, because I need those in order to make people more suited to unlocking things. I don't know if you can hear that, but there is an aircraft going overhead. Yeah, I think the mic's picking that up. Normally I wouldn't be able to hear them because I'd have the window closed, but today it is, I think it was predicted to reach highs of 30 degrees, which is, I mean, I'm not complaining per se, that's nice weather. I just wish it would stick to one weather and wouldn't flip-flop between, like, full-on summer and, you know, English summer, where it's 15 degrees. Okay, before... I don't think I can get this in before... Oh, is it just hitting night? Yeah, it's dusk. So let's do that quickly, and then when daytime hits, we'll have them all refresh. Oh, are we gonna make it before dawn? Yes. There we go, everything refreshed. And a memory of sunshine. Now then, skills. How did I do that before? It was with a book, wasn't it? Studying requires effort, you always need a suitable soul card first. The sun is lantern. So, lost and sun? What did I do before to get these cards in the first place? I was messing around with something and now I've completely forgotten what I did to make this happen. I swear I was considering the book. Let's have me to this journal if I could lay my hands on suitable ink. Optionally use a skill. Optionally use a memory. Will need soul. You'll always need a suitable soul card. I can consider the skills to level them up, which I did with this one. No, how did I create these? It's barely been like 15-20 minutes since I did this. I can't have possibly already forgotten. Unless because the book's now a hammered copper journal instead of just a copper journal, the requirements have changed. Or it might just be that this memory is not suitable for the task I'm trying to use it for. So I want to put more stuff into here and get more of these cards, because these seem to be my doing stuff cards. This is how I make my money, how I employ people, all that good stuff. With a different book? No, the books are... Prices the invisible world, reckon it. No, the books are, I think, challenges to understand what's in them. That must be this one. Maybe with a different... Oh, no, no. Nope. Nope. Not that. We'll come back to it. For now, people. And the easiest challenge was a free, right? Yeah, free lantern, free winter. Okay. I'd like to hire someone. Was it you had? You have 2 winter. And I don't actually have a winter soul element, so I can't bring him up to there. Never mind. And you've got 2 heart and 1 grail. Heart, I don't need anywhere. Yeah, I don't need any of that, okay. You, my friend, have 1 edge to forge, don't need that either. Okay, so we're hiring randos. Find an unusual visitor. Tell me, what skills do you possess? And will they be useful in clearing up a weird magical library? A musician. The traveling musician provides sky, that, and nectar. Rose. But will he have rose free? That seems unlikely, and I don't have a rose associated skill I can use for him. Yeah, lantern is the one I can do because I've got frost. Metal is edge, but they need to be free, I suppose. Health has nectar. The 9th of the 9 parts of the soul, the only one that can be touched. And nothing I've got has knock or rose. Okay, so we keep fishing and get someone with lantern or winter. Put another frost into here. Put another bit of money. Let's see who we get on Viscatcherol. I'll take a drink while that goes. How about you? You've got winter, moth, and sky. How much winter? Enough, hopefully. Talk to him before he leaves if you want to use his services. Yeah. If I meet their price, I can hire them for a day. What is the price? Everything's lighting up, so what, just a penny? No. Sixpence? How cheap can I be? Shilling? Oh, you want real money. Okay, sure. I need for help, so whatever. Oh, expensive. Almost out of money. Lauren and a penny remain. Okay, so what are your stats? Moth 4, Sky 4, Winter 4. That's really good. Right, my friend? Please get me the next room and let's see what's inside it. I don't know game design wise how much I mesh with them sticking to the same countdown time based design for this game. It worked really well for Cultist Simulator because it added the time pressure that was kind of a core aspect to the experience of the game. But in this one, if you're not trying to maintain your food or whatever, I get time slot passes and there's like these that run out, so you do want the day-night cycle and time passing on cards and stuff, but what does it add to the game that I need to click this and wait however many seconds until it unlocks, especially with 6 times fast forward? It just kind of seems unnecessary. Okay, so he carries out one task and then disappears. That guy had 4 of his skill. If this guy's got nectar or rose at a similar level, then he'd be able to get us through to the next room as well. This room here that we've unlocked is Solomon's Study. In 1818, the very Very Reverend Solomon Husher became third librarian of the Curia of the Isle. He took rooms in the Long Tower as his quarters. Husher's tastes were Spartan, although the Curia generally liked a little more luxury. No one ever quite dared to redecorate the place after his disappearance. I can see why. You've got a saint staring down at you in disapproval if you try. Solomon Husher. This bust is the peerless white marble. That's him? That is an alien. Alice Candle. Widow's Candle. Naveen Parchment. Whispering Sand. A couple more books and a bookshelf. We can label the bookshelves. I wonder if there's like a search function that takes us to specific ones. Aniculate. Deadly. Use gloves to read text produced with this pigment. An ink of power. And a fireplace. Can I use this ink? Because if I put stuff in here, it comes up with... I could add something to this journal if I could lay my hands on a suitable ink. How do I go about that? Put the journal in the thing. With ink. Oh! Craftable. See and choose the crafting recipes associated with this skill. But some unusual, exotic, or hidden recipes are harder to find. Once you've discovered this recipe, its requirements will appear. here? Ah. What does the 20 refer to? All undiscovered. Well, can I just put stuff in and hope something pops out? Making a determination is the first step towards writing your own history. It will require no less than 20 of a power aspect. This means suitably potent soul, memory, and skill, as well as carefully chosen ink. Okay. So this is for later. This sounds like kind of the next tier up requirement, once I've gotten all of the basics to a high enough level. The soul has edge, grail, and scale, whereas my skill is forge lantern. This is lantern sky. The book is sky. Okay. We'll come back to it. For now, let's see how good our associate here is. 4 nectar, 4 rose, 4 sky. So he could unlock the wall garden, or he can take us past the first true threshold. Or not? No? There we go. Yes, threshold. Oh, that's only 10 seconds. Ooh. Entrance hall, the beginning of the house proper. The courier used to issue gloves and slippers of soft leather to protect the books in the premises. Visitors were often asked to remove their shoes. Pause a moment and listen to the history. Leaves in the wind, assuming that undistinguished work in oil, someone evidently was good at trees and wanted you to know it. Lots of interesting people. A thing, lignum vitae blank. The hardest of all woods. Another fireplace. Abbot Thomas. Thomas was one of the first abbots here, just before the beginning of the Solo Gothic period. This bust is much more recent and 19th century bronze. The inscription reads, "Speech, the first sword." That's very kill 6 billion demons there. Authority. Once the Shepherd's Crook represented the authority of the church, perhaps the Suppression Bureau kept it here because they liked the idea of authority in general. The little lore tidbits there. Who are the Suppression Bureau? The cross died not, but passed within. Okay, so I mean, interesting room, but nothing we can actually do here. I need to be making money in between as well. We're very rapidly running out. Okay, next up we have the Tangle of Thorns. Oh, excuse me. And the Weed-Choked Garden. And Grand Ascent ground floor. The stairs here are clear, but the air here is thick with old magics. I should move carefully and I should not go alone. Still no sign of any fire. Why then was the house abandoned? Probably magic nonsense. Edge and hearts. I think we can hire one of the townsfolk to provide in that regard. Okay, let's spend a day cycle just making money. I'm just going to throw all of the elements in here to get some cash, and then we can hire a bunch more people and unlock a bunch more rooms. Yeah, go for that. 6 times speed. It still takes a little while. Which is, as I said, why... I suppose in a way it has to exist in order to force the player to actually spend their time doing stuff. Otherwise you just sit pause until you specifically wanted time to pass, which would remove the aspect of things running out over the course of a day. But I feel like this entire premise could have been served as well, if not better, through like a limited action system, and you have a certain amount of actions per day, and you have to choose whether, you know, do you spend an action preserving a dream for the next day, or oh, the pop-up there, or do you spend an action doing whatever other thing? An advertisement from Cater and Hero. The firm Cater and Hero, alive to the possibility of commerce, has sent a smugly printed catalogue addressed to the librarian. They're the ones who stocked our tea in here, yes? How zoomed in do I have to be to select things? There we go. Second Flush Assam. Okay, let's take that. And current affairs. What's happening in the world beyond Bangkok? What visitors will the season bring? We'll either draw a new incident, find a suitable visitor for the current incident, or retire the current incident if there are no visitors left for it. Okay. Let's read this. Leave this in a desk to order supplies. Cater and Hero has offices almost everywhere, not in this misty limb of the kingdom, but they will at least deliver here. Use ink to order items of interest. A few lines on an order form won't consume the ink. When your delivery arrives, it will contain a new order form. So I can do this without losing my paniculate. Okay. Begin again. Glue, ham, evening owl's coffee, dandelion coffee, acquire of paper, scintillate oil, oscillate oil, more tea, sugar, butter, potatoes, milk. We're gonna do baking? Does Book of Hours require include a cooking segment? Order dripping, 60, what? What is dripping? Oh, 6, I assume 60 is 6 days, so what is dripping? Some kind of food thing? If it's with the other food ingredients? Ambrose oil, oscillate oil, scintillate oil, paper. I was hoping I might be able to order just normal, mundane ink. Ham. Glue. Copper wire glue is like standard crafting materials, whatever, but why all of the food? Okay, well, I feel like this could just go in the inventory, but I guess it will sit here for the time being. Actually, can I put these things on the shelf in my room? No, unfortunately. They don't have the thing tag, their readable correspondence. Okay. Real nectar. I'm still trying to remember whether I actually did something else to generate these skills, or if I'm just... if this was it, and what I'm getting wrong is what stuff to put in here. I clearly didn't put a skill in here to make a skill. That much I'm sure about. Green, no. Oh well, whatever. For now, more people. Garden, we want to take the first step into the house, which means we want edge, heart, moon, or winter. I think... moon or winter. We can enhance winter with whist. Or moon with tryst. And I think this guy has... one of these. He's got winter. But I'm going to use up my whist in order to get him in the first place, so I won't be able to use it to improve him. What random people do we have? Orchard Keepers, Nectar and Heart. A Nectar and a little Heart. I think I need Nectar somewhere, right? Yeah, for a wall garden. Sure, get me one of those guys. You have Nectar 2, that's not enough. And I don't have a Nectar... I've got Health 1. I need you up at 4. Okay, no, I can't do that. Difficult. I'm curious as well as what this incident brings. So let's just quickly let time... let's work and get some money. And while we do, let time run through. Developments in the new world... developments in the world beyond Prankrogue. Mr. Fraser Strathcoin. There we go. Visitor interested in an omen of dawn. Is there someone en route to her house? The affair of the unfettered eye. Oh, we get little two-penny novel things. The affair of the unfettered eye. Rosanna, a prosperous little desert village that has become a place of pilgrimage. There have been peculiar manifestations there of late. You'll be here for 5-6 minutes. Philanthropist, collector, former librarian. A complicated man, but not a cruel one. There's a lantern in scale. A visitor. Prefers food and drink. Understands Ramsond. Village is gifted with sight or struck blind, but church has dispatched its representatives to investigate. Visitors with an interest in lantern mysteries will want to talk about this. Go on. I shall tell you something in confidence, librarian. I have long been haunted by a certain dream of eyes. Okay, do that. While we've got that going on, we can have this running in the background. I do have this Orchard Keeper now, since I've already paid. Is there anything I could do with them? Need a skill card in here. And neither of these are suitable. You can't help me with that. Can I set them to work somewhere? I don't know. We'll just leave it. What do you have to tell me? These blindness, these revelations in Rosanna, there is something familiar about them. I have the sense of a common resolution. Try a book with as much mystery lantern as their lantern interest. 3. Do I have one? Highly priced mystery moth. Good thing I went through a bunch of these so we can at least try and see if there's a fitting one. I don't think there is, but let me have a look anyway. This is Edge. Edge again. That's lantern. My visitor can't read Greek. This text is of no use to them. Damn it. In Greek? Where does it say that? Study price, baronial period. Codex. Subject of auroral contemplations. Thing. Readable. Written in Greek. There we go. It's the very first one. This? No, it is something else. My dreams will not see daylight yet. Perhaps they never will. Thank you, librarian. Okay, let's just leave that in there and see how it affects the outcome. If we get anything out of this. Oh, this is finished. No, he's just not interested. Oh, and he's gone now. So we just have this sitting here. Oh, we do get fancy magic money. A bronze spin trio. The cult treasures are purchased with occult coins. Spin trio. Spin trio. Spin tray? Spin tray or spin tray. Bronze spin tray usually display the act of shaping on their reverse side. Okay. Well, let's just make some more money for the time being. We still need more people. We need to hire someone a little better than this. With the skills we have, we can't really enhance heart, but 3 is low enough. And nectar 2. If I had any sort of nectar enhancement, got health, but I don't know if I can use my health to improve someone. Oh, you can't prove it with a sentence that you can't speak with assistants at night. Make use of them quickly or let them go home. Unfortunate. I am also horribly stumbling over my words at this point, and my throat is rather parched. So I do think I might be calling the stream to an end right about here. Let me just have a glass of my drink. A bit over 2 hours and we've made it into the opening scenes of this game, and so far I'm quite liking it. It's kind of exactly what I was expecting to a certain extent out of the Cultist Simulator without the time pressure game. The aesthetic is certainly lovely. I'm very much looking forward to having huge amounts of books scattered all over the place. I think it will be an absolute nightmare to keep track of. In terms of how a game plays, I'm a little uncertain about it. I don't think that this experience of putting everything everywhere and figuring stuff out is quite as smooth as it was in Cultist Simulator. And I think part of the reason for that is because of how it's laid out. Because in Cultist Simulator you put all of your interaction boxes exactly where you want them, you sort everything out, and you can zoom out and see, you know, the whole playing field. Whereas in this, I'm scrolling back and forth between one location and another, and it takes a couple scrolls to get there, and I have to zoom way in to interact with this stuff, and then way out to move over. And so it's just a little bit awkward, and I think the time element doesn't necessarily mesh very well with this different style of game. I think an action economy with a certain amount of actions per day would have probably served the game better if they wanted to add a time passing kind of element. But what is here is still fantastic, and you know, props to all of it. I don't know how many people were involved in the making of this game, but props to all of the writers, because the Cultist Simulator universe continues to be an absolutely fascinating one. I love all of the names they come up with for the organizations, the people, the books, the entire cult side of things, what all of this is called. It's absolutely fantastic. I love all of this. It's fantastic world building. I might honestly, if I play this game to completion, need to make a video about it specifically. For now, though, let me see that there is a save option. Save that. And let's have a quick look on Twitch, see if anyone I know happens to be streaming. I don't imagine that there's anyone else streaming Book of Hours at the moment. No, unfortunately not. It's not the most well-known game. Okay, no Book of Hours streamers, no one that I watch is live. Alright, so no raid today. I hope you have all enjoyed this stream. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you for everyone who was in chat today. It was very lovely to have a few people talking. I will see you next time.